Let's talk about how you can integrate both releasing meditation and mindfulness meditation into your daily practice so you can have the benefit of both and be more fulfilled and joyful and be more able to deal with your emotions and thoughts and basically the situations in your life. So if this is the first time that we meet, I'm Jonas Erb, and on this channel we talk about authenticity and personal growth. We provide tools and ideas that help you gain clarity, freedom and fulfillment in your life. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing, just down here. So releasing and mindfulness, what are the two things? So basically I started meditating years ago. I did mainly mindfulness meditation practice, and which is basically breathing meditation, breathing in and breathing out. And it's really about being aware of what's going on, like feeling the breath coming in, feeling the breath going out, and really being aware of what's going on with the breathing. And then also being aware of my thoughts, being aware of my emotions, and just being aware of what's going on inside of myself. And mindfulness really is a very popular way of meditating, and it's really about being like learning to be aware and then kind of relax into what you perceive. Instead of like jumping onto the bandwagon of the thoughts, you just allow yourself to realize that there are thoughts and you hear them, but instead of jumping onto them, kind of thinking with them in a way, you'll kind of let go. You just hear them. And you can do that with basically what you see. You can do that also with a candle in front of you. You can do that with, something you feel inside of your hands. You could also do it with, what you feel inside of your body, just any bodily sensations. Or you could also do it with your emotions. And mindfulness really is just being aware of what's going on inside of yourself. And also just being present to the moment. Just realizing, okay, there was this silence, and now I'm speaking, and then there's this silence, and just kind of being aware of what is going on in the silence. Like if you're fully being present to the moment, that silence will have some kind of magic to it. It will have some kind of like life to it. And this is really what mindfulness is about in what I've experienced. It's really about being present and being aware of what's going on. And so then I started to discover releasing meditation. And what is really powerful about releasing is that instead of just hearing thoughts and feeling emotions, you're not just like being aware of them, but you also have a way of kind of having an influence on them in some way. Because sometimes it already helps if you're aware of some thoughts and emotions and you're just feeling them and realizing that you have those thoughts, and that already gives you kind of the distance, so you don't have to act up on the thoughts or the emotions. But sometimes you still have those strong emotions or thoughts and just go with them. Even though you're meditating, you're just still jumping on the bandwagon of those thoughts. Or even if you're not meditating, going about your day, you're just still, going with that stuff. And so what releasing really helps you is to learn to let go of stuck emotions and thoughts, and learn to kind of cut this train of thought and learn to let go of that constant thinking and kind of feeling. And especially in terms of the feelings, that's where releasing is very powerful, because I used to be aware of how I was feeling, and because of all the meditation that I did, I was aware of kind of, let's say, how much sadness or anger or frustration or whatever I was feeling at that moment, but I wasn't able to really have an influence on it. I was just aware of it, and in some way you could say it's kind of like even worse. If you're not aware of whatever is going on inside of yourself, you're just kind of like, okay, that's life, that's okay. But now that you start meditating, you start to be aware of it, and you're like, whoa, okay, now I'm even aware that I'm so angry, I'm aware that I'm so sad, but I still can't do anything. And that's really where kind of like the mindfulness part comes in, like awareness, and then is mindfulness is being kind of like relaxing it into it. It has that part in mindfulness meditation, but it's really hard to kind of get it. And releasing meditation really helped me to understand how I can really have an influence on those emotions and thoughts that are going on inside of myself. And it's really about learning to relax into those emotions and really allowing them to be there, fully feel them, fully be present with them, and really saying yes to them, and then letting them go. What you start to realize is that you can actually let go of emotions, and you can have an influence on those emotions that you're feeling. You can have an influence on those thoughts that keep coming up and keep coming up. And that's really where releasing comes in. it's much more of an active meditation practice rather than mindfulness, which is kind of more of, it's also active in the sense that you're being present, but you don't really have that much of kind of like influence in a way. It's more of just being aware and present, and less about that letting go, welcoming and letting go. And so what I want to talk in this video about really is to how to combine the two. And the important thing really is that mindfulness and releasing meditation, they kind of go together. Because if you're not aware of your thoughts and emotions and what's going on inside of you, you're not going to be able to do any releasing. You have to be first of aware of what's going on. And if you're just doing releasing, you might still have a lot of times where you're just, kind of in your thoughts or feelings, you kind of forget about it. And just being present to the moment also helps you to be, you kind of get certain distance to your thoughts and emotions and be much more present every moment in your day. And so those two things really are, are some kind of different ways of looking at the same thing. And it's really about really accepting and relaxing into this inner process of emotions and thoughts, being aware of them, accepting them, welcoming them, saying yes to them, and letting them go. Because all the thoughts and emotions, they're just coming up to pass through. Like no emotion is there to stay forever. No thought is there to stay forever. They're coming and they're going. And the more we allow this process to unfold without resisting it, the easier it is for us to, be happy and joyful. Because if you're resisting whatever we're feeling or hearing, then we're gonna be unhappy in the end. Because whatever emotion is coming up, if you're resisting, if it's a good emotion, and quote unquote good, or a bad emotion, some kind of emotion that feels comfortable or uncomfortable, if we're trying to hold on to it, it's going to kind of like make us, in the end, you're gonna suffer. Because if it's a good emotion, we want to hold it, and that makes it actually kind of like makes us afraid that it goes away, and then we already fear, so we don't feel good anymore. Or if there's a bad emotion, we want to kind of like, not have it come up, it makes it even worse, and it's not going to leave. So really this process of allowing that and welcoming that is very key there. And so I invite you in your meditation practice to integrate both of those parts. Can I do some part where it's just breathing and kind of like being aware of your breathing and being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your emotions, and just building this inner awareness of what's going on inside of myself. And then also do releasing, which is really the part of learning to accept feelings, learning to really welcome them up, saying yes to them and letting them go. I will link a meditation, a guided releasing meditation up here that I have on my channel, so you can check this out. And for the mindfulness meditation, really just Google or go on YouTube and just look for mindfulness meditation. There are so many meditations there, and it's really about learning to be aware. And you can just start by breathing meditation. Probably type in breathing meditation on YouTube. And so I wanted to bring this across to you now because I've learned this on my journey, that it's very important to integrate the two. And if you've never meditated before, this might sound a little bit like, well, I don't know what you're exactly talking about. But if you check out the releasing meditation and the mindfulness meditation, and you start doing this practice regularly, you will see that there are kind of two ways of, kind of approaching this. And I've talked with other friends of mine that have meditated for a long time, and we all came to the same kind of experience, that it's really about merging the two and kind of being aware of those different elements of this inner process, of this awareness and mindfulness element, of being aware of what's going on, and then this releasing element, which helps you actually have an influence of what's going on. And combining the two really makes it much easier for you to, have this inner process unfold and be more happy, joyful, and be more able to decide how you want to act in your life. So I hope this helps, and let me know in the comments, what is your experience with meditation? Have you ever done releasing meditation? Have you ever done mindfulness meditation? Have you ever realized what I've realized and what I've told you in this video? And so if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to support my channel, and turn on notifications by clicking on the notification bell, so you'll be notified if new videos are going to come out. And so watch some more of my videos. This one is the one that YouTube thinks you would like the most, and this one is my most recent video. So have fun watching and have a great day. Goodbye everyone.